This is our content sponsored by Geograffix Media.
What's good, Jay? How you doing, bro?
What's up, Step? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm chilling. We just wrapped up our second season of our 7 episode seasons. Everything was good. After each season, we decided that we're going to talk about our experiences from the previous season on the first episode of the next season. So here we are, Chewing the Fat Part 3, Season 3, Episode 1.
I'm a liar, barely feel remorse. I'm a cheater, let my nature take its course.
Let's go.
My name is Step, aka Cyncere Wizdumb, the energetic enigma from E-Town, down with my partner, my brother, man, my guy, bro. Big J, the artist. Peace, Jay. What's good?
Peace. What's going on, everybody out there?
So here it is, man. I'm glad that we were able to come together today because our last episode that we recorded was really janky. I was so upset because you talked about how far we've come and how much we do to make it look good and sound good. And even in listening to that, I spoke and my sound quality was straight garbage. That's real. I don't know what happened, how it happened, why it happened, or anything else, but I guess God didn't want us to put that one out. I guess this is the one that we got to roll with, bro. As far as all of our recordings from season 2, I think that we have come leaps and bounds in doing our thing as far as podcasting.
People can't believe how the skills have gotten.
Because our first season was really dark, but it's necessary for it to be as dark as it was. And we were just kind of getting our beats wet in the game. And now with this episode, I think we were comfortable, and I experimented a little more with as far as doing editing and production stuff, man. And I'm just gonna come out the gate and just say I enjoyed everything that we did. We had some ups, we had some downs, we had some laughs, we had some very serious conversation. And it dawned on me, bro, that the stuff that we need to be recording is the stuff that we talk about on the phone.
I know.
We have some of the best conversations in the world on the phone, man. But as far as season 2 and the 7 episodes that we recorded, man, what were some of your favorite moments of season 2?
Well, before I even say moments, it's just the overall quality of everything stepped up several notches. How we prepared for things got better. I know for a fact that you worked hard to get things that look better, sound better, flow better. Your editing, equipment, you did a lot. So just off the top, I just got to say that you did a great job, and I can see the progression, and I can hopefully everyone out there can see the progression. I know they will, and they can see the love and effort and time that was put into it. So just big up to you, off the top, just because I know you put a lot of hours into making everything right, and so just shout out for that most definitely, because we wouldn't even have these moments, man, if you weren't out there working hard, behind the scenes, editing, just honing your craft, sharpening your skills, sharpening your sword, and
Exactly.
just swinging, you know. But I mean, it's there. We're steady growing, and but I could see that things have really gotten better, and we've gotten more comfortable working together, and just more comfortable doing it, and not as timid, not as shaky, just going in there and just having fun with it. So, but I mean that comes with putting in work, and also comes with the confidence from me knowing that I have I guess we could say co-host, who's going to do right by the information and content that we get. But yeah, my favorite moments I would say, well, sound effects are my favorite thing. I would say that we've had is just the overall, you know, how things just sound sonically. They sound really good. And Pimp Daddy probably was my favorite, which I think that's the overall the consensual favorite is the Pimp Daddy episode, because it was a story that we had never heard, but it was a very detailed story, and it was very very funny, but there was a lesson, in that story as well, and it had a very clear and uplifting purpose behind it. How it ended, and how you remembered all that stuff in such detail was crazy to me. But I could tell it was very impactful to you by the way that you told that story, man. So I think that was, as far as episodes, moments, that one, the when we were talking about, just reminiscing about music and stuff that we some of the groups and stuff that we like, that's gonna always be my favorite stuff, some of my favorite stuff, because that's how we, as a crew, Geograffix Crew and Jedi Crew, that's pretty much the thing that kind of tied us all together, was music, our love of music, and what we all brought to the relationship that we all had, music wise. And that really took me back, because it's just a unification tool. And they always say, music is the universal language. And it is. And it's very easy for us to just jump in and hop in and start talking about music, because we love it so much. Music is a big thing. I tend to wake up a lot of times with a song, in my head and in my heart, And as I've gotten older and I've gotten more in touch with my spirituality, a lot of times it's songs that are glorifying the Lord, but yet still it's a song, that I have, and I love having a song in my heart, and I'm glad that God gives me a song in my heart and in my mind that I can take with me, because the times that we're in are some serious times at times, but even during the more whimsical times, I still have a song. So music, just music and lyrics and the energy that I get from it does a lot for me. So that was a big part of last season that I'm glad we were able to share with everyone who actually who took the time out to listen to what the heck we were talking about.
Well, today earlier, I was at this location, and I walked past this young lady who I know very well, and she was actually listening to the Pimp Commitment episode, and she was laughing profusely
Yeah.
because because Pimp Daddy had a theme every time he spoke. And she was laughing about she was laughing at the sound effects, at the door shutting and all of that. And I realized at that point, I said to myself, wow, it's different, because I hear it during editing. I hear it, sometimes when I come in the house,
Yeah.
it's playing, but months later to hear it unexpectedly, it sounded a little different. And I was proud, because that was an episode that I really just started playing with. I started coming out of my shell a little bit, and I channeled the old beat making Cyncere Wizdumb. And I realized how much hip hop and the stuff that we grew up on is entrenched in what we are doing as podcasters. I thought that episode was amazing, because I remember all of those details, because that was my first time and only time meeting a real life pimp. And you told me, you said that once I took the envelope, it made me an accessory to a crime.
Yeah. We might be past the
statute of limitations.
Yeah.
Hey, I could not listen. If you walked in my house right now, I would not recognize that dude, because all the times in the past, he probably looks completely different.
He probably recognize you and point you out and say you was the one that was helping him do it.
That's young blood right there. He took my money. He took the money. Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was a great episode because I just to talk about him telling me and talking about us as a collective being committed to what we're trying to do. It was the most weird place to find that lesson, but it was a lesson nonetheless. And I was able to talk about my aunt that episode too, because she told me just this heart-wrenching story about how she was committed as an educator to helping her students, and some of her students were really, really poor, and how she would take money and buy them shoes, not just shoes, but shoes. Like she would buy Nike, she would buy Jordan, she would buy shoes because she didn't want the other kids to pick on these particular kids, because she talked about how people don't talk about it a whole lot, but in a lot of cases where kids grow up in very bad circumstances and they get picked on by other kids, that in and of itself a lot of times becomes an obstacle for them, and eventually they don't want to go to school. They don't want to, it kicks a different type of fear into them, and they just give up. So she talked about the importance of being committed to the student and thus being committed to the craft also. Another one of my favorite episodes was the spiritually wounded episode, because we got a chance to send a shout out to Dominguez, who is doing his thing right now, and how he was in his circumstances at that particular moment. He was still smiling through it. He was still laughing through it. He was still finding the silver lining in the cloud. And I was motivated and inspired when I saw him. So that's an episode I was eager to record, just to get him a shout out and to just talk about what he meant to us as a crew. He's Yoda. But to your point, the Melodious Catalysts episode 1, 2, and 3, I was happy we recorded those. I was so excited that we recorded those, because just looking back on it, I realized how much music and the media altogether affects so many minds, especially those seeking certain things, because you're going to find what you seek. Whether you're trying to be uplifted, like you said earlier, through the music that we listen to as believers, or whatever you're going through. If you're depressed, you're going to find songs that make you more depressed, it seems, instead of lifting you out of the depression, or lifting you out of heartache, or lifting you out of whatever pain you're feeling. But if you're a person that's very jovial and you're full of joy, you want music that's going to continue to fuel that joy. If you a comedian, you want to listen to funny stuff and clown. And I thought that the Melodious Catalyst episodes were very, very good episodes. And I got to give you props, because you took on that was your idea to talk about music, and you were really in a headspace at that point in time when you really wanted to put some stuff down. If we were back in the day, that would have been you in the studio laying some classic verses, because you just needed to get it out of your heart, out of your mind, out of your spirit, and just get it out to try to help somebody. And I'm thinking that our platform is now beginning to come into a point where we're beginning to kind of narrow in to a niche, because I like not having a niche pretty much. I just like plugging in and just reaching who we can reach. But is anything positive, anything good, is going to take shape. It's going to go to where it needs to go. And we are both become men that are practicing more what we preach in these episodes, where we're coming out of our fears. We're coming out of fear to record or to say certain things. And I think that the listener now knows that we're not doing anything malicious, we're not doing anything hateful, we're not doing anything cruel, we're not.
Hey, it's Jason Thomas, aka Big J. I just wanted to say thank you all for supporting our content. We put a lot of love and effort into what we do, and I just want to say thank you all who watch us, who support us. We appreciate you guys. Thank you. Peace.
We're men of peace, we're men of love. But just the thing that I did not mention in the Spiritually Wounded episode, we're dealing with wickedness in this world, man, that has put us into some very perilous times.
Right.
And I refuse to live in peril. I want to thrive, and I want to live and love and just help whoever I can in the process. So shout out to all of my people out there who are positive and trying to love, each one teach one, to love and to respect and to grow together, and power to those who are trying to reach those people who don't know what love is, who don't know how it feels, and who doesn't know what it feels like to have positive energy surrounding them. It's a very sad state of affairs with a lot of people out there.
Mm-hmm.
I think too that in the last season we laughed a lot about the fast cars, the fast women, and the slow turtles when we talked about you and some of your antics. And I will call them antics, Speed Racer. This season, which was one of my other favorite episodes too, was the thin line between self-love and self-hate. And you broke it down to two things: narcissism and dope.
Yeah, that's it.
The hard peak. I don't know why you are determined to bring back the word dope. Not in the cool, yeah, that was dope. But you saying that people are going to start back using the word dope and referring to drug usage.
They still using it.
You said it's going to become a mainstream word again, man.
It will be. It will be. We're gonna make sure dope and opium are gonna be, and dopium are gonna be words that we that are gonna come back, because people, I'm telling you, man, that's what have people walking around acting like narcissists and psychopaths, because they out there they over there using dope and they don't know how to stop. And once they put that dope down, their mind will be free. But as long as they're on that dope, they're gonna act out. So they have to get off that dope, and opium.
my granny used to say that they out there doing that dope. What kind of dope?
That's what they're doing.
Oh, that's smoking grass. My granny used to be really mad about it. Word up. But listen, B. Listen, B. I think, what are some of the things that you think we left out, though? In our recording, what are some things that you think we should have said that we didn't say? And in hindsight, we were like, man, we should have said that.
Well, I think when we started talking about like Thundercats and stuff like that, I think that was something that there was some more stuff I think we could have got into. I didn't want to ramble about Mumra, because I'm a cartoon head. I love cartoons and I like dissecting cartoons and cartoon characters and storylines and stuff like that. I love doing that because there's a lot of hidden messages in cartoons that we don't, as a child, we didn't always see. But when I rewatch a lot of stuff as an adult, I pick up on some more serious or just more insightful themes that are put into the cartoons that they were writing and producing, as maybe even therapeutic or maybe just subconsciously they might have not really thought about it being like that, but it just showed up. But I mean, we have time, you know, to talk about it in future episodes. When we were talking about Chris Rock or what was his
Pookie.
name in the movie?
Pookie.
Pookie. Anybody who saw him knew that he was on dope and he was out there doing stuff that that people who are on dope really hard do, and so but he had started to change his life around, but he was trying to redeem himself from that dope lifestyle that he was partaking of. So you need to stick with the group that you have that has empowered you to get through it, as opposed to just saying I got this and I'm just going to do it on my own. Now, if you know you have a problem like that that's addictive or something like that, stick with the group that's helping you fight it, and just be satisfied knowing that hey, and that I'm blessed enough to have a group that helps me.
I think we covered a lot, and I can't think of anything that we did not cover right off. That I wish we covered more of. With that being said, man, we just wanted to take time to chew a little fat, drop this episode, and just say thank you to the listener, because our listenership increased. So peace and much gratitude to those who ride with us, who rock with us, who excuse me, who are dealing with us and motivating us to keep doing what we're doing. Shout out to the Geograffix Jedi crew, who we're still doing our thing. Shout out to Mitch X. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Third. Shout out to Bubba L, to Buffaluffagus, to Ruck. All of them. Bubba L on the record, still doing his thing. So we got to send shout out to Dominguez and all of those guys who show us love and who keep us pumped up and fueling us to do what we do. You can hook up with Our Content Podcast on Spotify, Our Content Podcast, X, formerly Twitter, at Our Content Pod, Apple Podcast, Our Content Podcast, YouTube, youtube.com / at Our Content Podcast, TikTok at Our Content Podcast, and you can shoot us email at ourcontentpodcast@gmail.com. As usual, I'd like to say just thank you, much love, keep God first, love each other, and just keep on rocking with us, man, and helping us get better. Jay, you got anything else, bro?
I'm swift like a Sith on the Jedi crew. The rule of two, me and you.
Hey, thank y'all for tuning in, man. We're about to kick it up another notch and do what we do for season 3. We love y'all, thank y'all, and catch y'all on the flip. All right, peace.